Zola, you gonna say hello? No. Welcome to Head of the Lake Gardener. It is June 4th, Friday. We're doing a garden tour. I haven't done one in probably since I think early April in here, but it didn't survive. Uh, three kale plants, my garlic. I've got the scapes coming up because it's June. Supposed to remove those at some point this month. Good morning. Welcome to Head of the Lake Gardener. It's June 4th, Friday. I'm going to do an early June garden update. I haven't done one probably in, I think, 2 months. Last one I did was in April. So this is a sign my mom made in some art class. She gave it to me to put into my garlic bed. So I thought I would start there. So I've got very far back at the laneway here, I've got four very small black from Tula heirloom tomato plants that I did not pot up. Planted them I think in April and I just never got around to potting them up, so hopefully they get bigger. I'm pretty sure they will. I have two Aunt Ruby's German green tomato plants and a couple of leeks planted inter with them. Hi Zola. This is my cat Zola. Hi. She's 13 and a half and she has osteoarthritis that just started to afflict her in March. So a little bit of a sense of concern for her. I got some kale in here. My garlic is doing well. It's falling over, I'm not sure why. And since the garlic is coming up, I've got the what do you call them? What do you call those? Anyways, I'll remember it, coming up. I have to remove those soon, I guess in June, and then pull the garlic up in July. And so I thought, since the garlic was going to vacate this bed in July, I should put something in here to take up the space. So I put in some celeriac seedlings that I had started way too early in January. And as you can see, there's these old leaves that were the original, and once I planted it, it created new leaves. So I don't think I'm going to be starting celeriac quite so soon next year if this works out well. Now this is my parsnip bed that I put seeds in April. Early April, nothing, not much. Early May, same thing. So then I tried to force some seeds to germinate in a wet paper towel in a Ziploc bag, and then I planted those. So we'll see. If nothing comes up, I would say probably by the end of June, I'm going to use this for something else. I have a couple of brandywine. So this is a brandywine that I started. You can tell it's quite leggy. That's another one. Brandywine red, I believe. I had planted some sorrel here, but it never came up. This is Greek oregano from back to the garlic bed. So these I put in last fall. They're hardneck. They come out in July. The scapes are forming now because it's June. I have to remove these, I think, in order for it to form right. This is my first time growing garlic. Because this garlic is coming out in July next month, I thought that, the bed being empty wouldn't be a good thing. It'd be hard to find something to put in there. So I had started these giant Prague celeriac seedlings or seeds inside in mid-January because I was told to start them really, really early, but it was too early of a start because, as you can see, those are the original leaves. That's another seedling there, right there, and there's its original leaves, and it has decided to grow new leaves. So mid-January is way too early for me There's another one there that's doing quite well. It does look somewhat like a weed, but it isn't. So I am looking forward to that. This is my parsnip bed that I planted seeds in early April. Nothing came up by the early May, so I planted again, and nothing came up. So I forced germination in a wet paper towel in a Ziploc bag, and after a few days they germinated and I planted them. So I'm going to give them probably till the end of June, and if nothing happens, then nothing happens. I will probably use the space for something else. These are all Brandywine. This is one Brandywine. I think they're both, given how leggy they are, I think I started both of these. Starting to lose track. This is some Greek oregano that came back from last year. I direct seeded some sorrel weeks ago, but nothing has come up. And these are 4 Brandywine red seedlings that I bought at the garden center. Just, I guess, because I was at the garden center. And there's a couple of leeks planted in there. Also, I had to get that from the garden center because my leeks did not survive. I'm gonna have to master that. What else do I got here? My compost pile. I put a decorative sort of, I think it's also very edible, French type of pumpkin in there in the fall. And all these volunteers have come up now. It is nuts, like just everywhere. And anytime I use this compost in anything, I get volunteers, which you will see shortly. This is catmint. Grows in my driveway. I just keep it here because I really, really like it. Over here, I've cleaned an area up and put in some scarlet runner beans. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 coming up. So let's see how that works. I've put some string up this fence of mine. Hopefully it works. The only reason I say it may not is because I transplanted some rhubarb here last spring, and it is not doing well at all. Even though the other half way over there is doing very, very well, and I've actually just harvested some rhubarb. So, what else do we have here? My Dill's Giant Pumpkin. Sort of a contest that I'm participating in. Apparently I'm supposed to wait until the main vine's about 8 feet long, and then pick a flower. But we'll see. I have to take all the flowers off until then, but I don't see any flowers yet. I have been gifted a fairy tale eggplant, which, as I understand, is a hybrid, so I won't be able to save seeds from it, but it will be nice to try. I had no success starting chives. Seems I can't start any onions, so I had to buy some. And I have Morden's early cucumber. Seeds were gifted to me from somebody on the fairy Facebook group, Seed Fairy Facebook group that I'm part of. So I was gifted some of those. The Morden early cucumber was, I believe it was created at the Morden Research Center in Morden, Manitoba. So it is a short season, compact, I think container friendly pickling cucumber. I've never grown any, so here is my small mortgage lifter seedling. My larger mortgage lifter seedling. Grew both of those from seed. I have some spinach here. Japanese purple mustard. This was all planted, but I didn't thin it out properly, so I guess from the heat and stress, it's gone to very beautiful seed. It's supposed to probably be this size. And these are my 3 striped German tomatoes. I actually ate a striped German tomato last summer and I loved it so much that I kept the seeds and started them, and I'm very glad that I have them and that they survived. I have some more leeks here. I put in 10 Empress of India nasturtium seeds in here, and seems like only 3 have come up. I have a Neves Azorian tomato there. I was gifted that from somebody in a tomato group that lives up in Sault Ste. Marie. This is my Greek oregano from last year that's doing amazing. It obviously likes this spot as compared to the spot where I have the other one. This is my rhubarb. This was half of a clump that I was gifted last year. This one's doing very, very well. And I am growing this greenhouse that I think I bought off of the internet. I know I did. So I've got some in here. May Queen salad. It's a very, very soft, delicate kind of Boston-like salad. I think I'm going to try growing other varieties to find one I like. As you can see, I've used some compost here because, again, here are some of these pumpkin volunteers. I have to pull that up. Got the sunflower and some Maltese cross seedlings that I transplanted in here. Not too sure how it's going to work, but then I've got 4 ponderosa or beefsteak seedlings here. 2 Savoy cabbage seedlings that I grew. Hopefully they work. These are some onions. Some of them I put the onion seed in. They were the the little small bulbs or whatever that you plant. I put some of them in the fall because I was told that I could in my zone. And some of them I put in the spring. So I'm just not sure which ones are which, because some of them are doing really, really well and some aren't. So I think I should separate them next year. Lavender, this I put in last year. This is the only cherry tomato I have. It's called Sweet Million, and I did get that from the garden center. Parsley, I started that indoors really, really early, and it was not doing well until very recently. Arugula, and this is turnip top greens. I could wait until it turns into turnips, but I don't think I have the patience. These are some broad beans that I had planted here. I pulled most of them out, and then some of these stayed. I have a sunflower coming up back there, giant mammoth. Hopefully it continues. And I've got cherry hot pepper here. I grew this one from seed from a batch of cherry hot peppers that I had got at the market. And these 2 are lime green salad. Tomatoes, 2 smaller green tomato varieties. I'm growing them because my mom likes them. And I have some dwarf tomatoes. My first time growing true dwarf tomatoes. This is a copperhead. It's doing quite good actually. It's gotten quite big. And the other variety I have here is Ulu Ochre. And this one is much smaller. Whereas this other Ulu Ochre is putting on some size. So the genetics is quite interesting. Ulu Ochre, copperhead. So this is a small copperhead. Started the same time, March 20th, as this one over here, which is probably twice the size now. So I think I'm going to start all of them about a month earlier next year. And I have a couple more things to plant out. I have 2 black crim tomatoes that I started from seed that I have to do something with. And some flower seeds that I had started, and another beefsteak. So there we have it. Should be back in a few weeks. Until then, have a great June.